So the review which you all have been waiting for is right here, and I'm talking about the Qubo Pro 3K, the recently launched Starvis-2 backed dash camera from Qubo. And this camera coming at a price of, or should I say an attractive price of 12,000 rupees has got a lot of people excited. So if you want to know if this is the right dash camera for you and if the price of 12,000 rupees is worth paying for this camera, the rest of the video is just for you. So within this video, I cover the unboxing, the installation, the app setup, the on-screen settings, and even the in-app settings. And lastly, I also cover the video quality, showing you both the daytime and nighttime video samples along with the number plate readability. So I'm quite sure by the time you finish watching this video, you will have all the knowledge and all the insight which you need to have in order to decide if this is the right dash camera for you. That being said, go ahead, hit that subscribe button of my channel right now, like this video and share this video with all your friends who are waiting for the Qubo Pro 3K review video. You're watching Gizmobeep, let's get started. So here's the box pack of the newly launched Qubo Pro 3K dash camera, which gets the latest Sony Starvis-2 sensor, and they have highlighted some features right on top of the box. And this has G sensor for emergency event recording. It gets recording on demand, gets built-in Wi-Fi and GPS, supports HDR, so you have superior low light performance, super capacitor based for greater temperature resilience, and one of the coolest features is that this supports up to 1 terabyte of SD card. So as soon as you do open up the box, you get the Qubo card wherein they have highlighted all the products from Qubo. So you can take a look at these if you're interested in purchasing any Qubo products. Following that, you have a card which gives you a QR code to download the quick start guide and a QR code to download the Qubo app. Then we have the main front camera, the Qubo Pro 3K. At front, you get two stickers in order to adapt to the windshield mount. So this is basically a removable windshield mount. So as you can see, you can slide it open. You get the Qubo branding at front. This is the main lens. You get ventilation holes at the bottom right here. You get some extra ventilation holes here. These are the control buttons, and on the bottom, as you can see, they're specified that this is a Starvis-2 base dash camera. At the back, you get a close to 3-inch screen again with the Qubo branding. On one side, you get a memory card slot and a Type-C port for power. On top, you get a micro USB port for the rear camera. So a very similar looking design to the previous model, the Qubo 3K. So it goes to see how this camera fares since this gets the Starvis-2 sensor. And this is the rear camera, which too gets a Qubo branding, and at the bottom you get a switch as well. On one side you get a micro USB port. You have a windshield mount with a pre-attached sticker, and the rear camera is completely rotatable. It also gets some ventilation holes, and that's about it. A plain and simple straight up full HD 1080p rear camera. Then you have the main USB power cable with a type A port at one end and a L-shaped type C connector at the other end. So this is the rear camera cable. So both ports are micro USB ports, straight connectors. So one plugs in into the rear camera and the other one plugs in into the main front camera. You also get a 12-volt car charger with a Qubo branding with a distinctive triangular pattern. You get a single USB-A port with a LED indicator. You also get a wiring installation tool. You also get an extra pair of stickers for the front camera, and you also get a pair of electrostatic stickers. So the build quality of the camera feels good. It's made up of plastic, but does feel a little bit more heavier than I actually expected it to. The rear camera on the other end has a slight design philosophy going in for it, but not major change. Also does get a switch at the bottom. A very simple and a minimalistic design rear camera with a kind of a sturdy and a well-built front camera in comparison to the rear one. So to install this camera, just peel off the sticker from the windshield mount, insert a compatible memory card within the memory card slot, and just attach or stick the dash cam to the windshield. Plug in the rear camera cable and also plug in the main USB power cable and turn on the car so that the dash cam turns on as well. Just align the lens so that the angle which you're getting from the camera is proper. You just need to slide the lens down or up according to your requirement. And once the camera turns on, it resets and also formats the memory card which is present inside it. Once the formatting is complete, the camera will restart again and will give you a live view on the screen so that you can start using the dash camera. So this is the Qubo Pro app. Basically, you can stream the video right on the screen as you're seeing right now. It also shows the GPS location and also shows the compass right in the middle. At the bottom, you've got the gallery, you've got the trips and recordings. You've got on-demand recording. So this means you can start recording as per your requirement. And of course, you can also capture any snapshot right when you want it. You can also switch between it, so just need to stop the recording right here. So if you switch cam, the camera shifts to the rear camera view. You can capture any snapshot right here from the setup. If we head into the settings of the camera, first of all, you've got audio recording. Let's just disable that for now. Then you've got audio alerts. Then you've got the speaker volume, medium, low, or high. Then you've got the overspeed warning. So you can set the overspeed warning to come up at either 60 kilometers, 80, 100, or even 120 kilometers per hour. You can turn it off completely as well. Then you've got the SD card storage, from wherein you can format the SD card. Then you've got the parking monitoring option. So basically you've got two options right here: Smart Saver, wherein the dash cam stays in low power, consumes very less power from the car battery, and captures events when a jolt or a vibration is detected. You've got the turbo option, wherein the dashcam stays active all the time, consumes regular power from the car battery, and captures event videos when a vibration is detected, and captures images frequently to offer a time lapse mode. So you can enable or disable the parking mode once you've installed the hardware kit. Then you've got the device screen timeout. So you can set the screen to be on always, or you can set it to turn off after 30 seconds or either 1 minute. Then you've got the GPS option, you can enable or disable that. Then you've got the about section where you get all the technical details about this camera. Then you've got the time zone. So in India, you can set it at GMT plus 5:30. Then you've got the software update option. So you can update any software if it is available via the app. Then you have the device restart option, factory reset option, and finally you've got the option to remove the device. So these are basically the settings of this camera within the Qubo Pro app. So if you enter the gallery, you can see the videos here, the images, and the time lapse mode. If any recorded, you can view all of them right here. So all in one app, pretty much streamlined and smart looking. Not a lot of options right here, but one more thing which I wanted to show you guys is that if you do click on this FHD button, it says that for optimal performance during live view, the video displayed is in a full HD resolution. So the video being displayed on the mobile screen right now is in a full HD resolution and not 3K. But the thing to note is that the dashcam is still recording in the highest quality, which is 3K, and you can view it by downloading the video to your computer. So there is no option to like change or alter the resolution. It's fixed, and there is no particular option within the settings in order to change the resolution. So basically the camera will be recording in 3K, but in terms of your streaming to the mobile smartphone, it will be streaming in a full HD resolution. So this was the overview of the Qubo Pro app for Android. So in terms of the on-screen settings, as you're seeing right now, you've got the streaming right here on the display. You've got the switch camera button. So if I click on the switch camera button, the camera switches to the rear. And if I click on this, this will take the camera into the sleep mode. If I click the check button, then you've got the settings option. So if we head into the settings of the camera, you've got system settings, you've got the format SD card option, and you've got the factory reset option. So first of all, you've got the option that is 3K. So you get basically all of these options within the on-screen settings and not within the app. So you've got 2592 into 1944p. Then if we go down, you've got the jolt recording trigger. So basically abnormal vibration detection. So you can turn it off or turn it on. Let's head back. Then you've got the screen off time. Then you've got the volume. Then you've got the parking mode, and then back to recording quality. So these are the like basic options present right here within the system settings. If you head back, you've got the format SD card option, then you've got the factory reset option, then you've got the device info, and if you head into device info, it gives you all the details, the technical details of this dash camera. That's it, a pretty straightforward, very simple and minimalistic settings option within the on-screen settings for the Qubo Pro 3K. Starting off with the video quality, so this is during daytime and this camera shoots in a 4:3 aspect ratio. That's understandable. So this is a 2592 into 1944p resolution, but the frame rate is not 30 fps. It shoots at 27.5 fps. The bitrate is about 27,000 kbps, and the file size is about 200 MB per minute. Let's quickly take a look at the number plate readability. Now here's the car in the front, and if I just zoom in to take a look, a pretty crystal clear number plate read. All letters and numbers are like properly visible, but along with it I also do notice some level of noise, some level of photo artifacts within this image. Goes to show that the image processing algorithm probably might need a bit more of a work from the Qubo Pro 3K. The overall video quality is pretty decent. I mean, this video was shot during evenings, and I do think that the saturation levels are tad bit lower, and maybe even the exposure part. The overall video also does seem to be a bit more on the softer side, and the sharpness levels are also have been reduced by a tad bit level. I mean, kind of sufficient for a daytime video footage quality, and considering this is a 1944p resolution, that's close to 4K resolution, backed by Starvis-2 sensor, daytime video footage should be sufficient enough to grab some evidence and grab some video recordings. Moving on to the rear camera quality, during the same time this was shot again during the evening time. This tends to have a bit more exposure when you compare it with the front camera. Also, the image is on the softer side, which means the sharpness levels are a bit lesser. Saturation and contrast levels also seem to be decent. Now, this is a Full HD 1920 into 1080p at 24.4 fps. It's not even like 25 fps. And this shoots at about 4700 kbps of bitrate with a 40 MB per minute of file size. Now, this shows that both front camera and the rear camera's frame rate have been moved around a bit by Qubo so that it doesn't create more load on the processor of the camera. But I think the overall video quality kind of gets slightly affected due to the lesser frame rate. I mean, especially the front camera should have at least have had a 30 fps of frame rate, and the rear camera should at least get about 25 to 30 fps of frame rate. Nevertheless, for daytime video footage, this should be sufficient enough and is just doing the job right at the price point you're expecting this camera to trend at. Moving on to the nighttime video quality from the front camera, looks a bit more darker than it's actually supposed to be. Also, just as I had noticed in the previous daytime sample, this does need a bit more sharpness maybe, and also a bit more of saturation. The contrast levels also can be improved a bit. I mean, the overall image processing algorithm in the Qubo dash cameras does need a bit of a work, but nevertheless, this is still a kind of footage which you're going to get. And of course, since this is Starvis-2 sensor, the headlight glare from the opposite vehicles is pretty much less and like comparatively much better improved to the non-Starvis-2 based cameras. Now, if you do take a look at the number plate read of the car right in the front, now this is directly under the glare of my high beam. So let's just pause the video and zoom in to take a look. Quite a good read. I mean, all letters and numbers are visible, and considering this is under the direct glare of my headlight, you are still able to read the number plate. The central portion of the number plate is kind of a bit overexposed, and the margins, or should I say the borders of the number plate, are like better visible compared to the central area. So Starvis-2 doing its job pretty well, but the overall image does need a bit more of refinement. But in terms of capturing the driving, in terms of capturing the activities that are happening in front of the camera, this camera is sufficient enough, and considering this comes at a price of about close to 10,000 rupees, should be a good enough choice. Moving on to the rear camera quality during nighttime, now this does tend to catch a lot of headlight glare, and you can also see those characteristic light streaks from the glare of those headlights. So this cover most of the video, kind of reducing the video quality, the overall video quality. And as said previously, the rear camera even during daytime showed a bit of a higher tendency for exposure. So even during nighttime, this catches a lot of exposure, has some level of noise, and even the light streaks are now drastically more visible, especially in darker areas. So the overall video quality, I mean, the front camera quality is much way better when you compare it to the rear camera. The rear camera by itself does need a bit more of work and maybe probably needs a better sensor, wherein the daytime quality was like sufficient enough for recording evidence. The nighttime video quality from the rear camera, due to the glare of the headlights, might not be something which you must rely on completely in order to record some level of evidence. So what do you think now? Should you buy the Qubo Pro 3K or should you not? Well, I think it's just right for the price, considering this comes at 12,000 rupees, and you might even get some additional free gift if you buy using the link given in the description below from the website dashcaminsider.in. That makes a kind of a good deal. So Qubo bringing in the Starvis-2 sensor into the 3K dash camera is a positive step forward, and I hope all other manufacturers and even Qubo brings out the Starvis-2 sensor in the rest of the models as well, indirectly or directly benefiting the consumers, the customers at the end of the day. That being said, if you are interested in purchasing this dashcam, as said previously, the link is given in the description below. The affiliate link redirects you to the dashcaminsider.in webpage, wherein you can buy the camera along with a free gift which you might receive if you just buy it using that link. Also, do note that if this video has helped you out in any way, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button of my channel right now. Smash that like button and don't go without sharing this video with all your friends who are looking for similar dash cams. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.